Business, I'm in business. Is there anyone out here that could sell me something? Anyone? Is there anyone here at all that could sell me something? I'm anyone. You are? Well, have I got the deal for you? It's gonna tickle your nipples, this one. It's gonna tickle it. I'm looking for someone to sell me something. Yeah, I sell t-shirts. I'm in the business of t-shirts. What is it you want? What I'm looking for is the lowest quality white t-shirts you have with a black single design on the front, and I'm willing to pay the highest price, and whatever is retail, put at least 10-15% on that, because I don't mind. I'm in business, I've got money. All I need, yeah? All I need, yes? All I need, yes, is an invoice. Oh. Have I seen the video that 33Ts has made? Oh no, I haven't. Oh no. Oh no. Oh wait, I'll try something. Oh, that isn't gonna do, my friend. That is not going to do. I'm in business. Ciao. A perfect opportunity ruined. All because I haven't watched this video. I'd love to say I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry for the poor acting that was involved in that one. Oh, yeah, good times. But today, I know I keep saying but it just keeps popping out. I can't help it. I'm going to try my hardest. From now on, every video, if I say but, there has to be some type of drinking game, because I swear by the end of it you'll be absolutely sloshed. But what? There we go. So what we're going to do today is just go through making up a simple invoice, just so that we've already downloaded Excel. If you've already looked into the video that I did previously and you've downloaded Excel, thank you very much. I don't get anything from it, but I'm telling you, that's really, it's getting it. I look back at my videos and I realise it's just like, especially my girlfriend keeps telling me, you know, you keep saying that. Anyway, so we'll move on and we'll get ourselves a nice little template to use for whenever we actually have business to business contact. And some people like to make you know, records and things like that of their expenses. It's always good to have an invoice. We'll just go through a nice little tutorial. What we'll do is we'll produce an invoice template, and then we'll go through the process of changing it and then going from there. So it's nice and easy. Again, we're using Excel, and Excel can actually be downloaded onto your phone, and then when you sync up your phone with the cloud, then you can actually produce these Excel template invoices and email them to people on the go. So you're not actually required to have an expensive by-month software, where you can actually just use Excel and you can produce an invoice at the point of sale. You can email them, or you can print it off if you've got a printer. You know, there's many ways. You can send it through Facebook. Just create a PDF and then on you go, and you can just put it into your records, save it, and it's all good. So we'll get onto the computer and have a go. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go to Google, and then we're going to get an idea of what kind of thing we're looking for as a invoice template. So invoices, images, invoices here. You know, this one looks nice, simple. And just basically, we're just going to replicate this. So we're just going to show you. Go in there, and then you can pick something off here that you like, and then you can create it and use it later on. So it's not too bad. You know, we got these ones with grey lines. Cash money, honey. That one looks. Once you get used to it, then you can state everything's catalogued. So you know, nothing's down there really. Might just go for this one here. Nice, easy, simple. Just using this template, quantity, unit price, total, invoice. Nice. So we'll use that as an idea. So we'll open up Excel. Cool. So we've got a screen open. Again, as we've gone through before, alphanumerical, numerical down the left hand side. And what we're going to do is we're going to go Control P. So this will give us a template of our A4 sheet of paper, and then at least we've got a boundary there. So first thing that has to be on an invoice is the word invoice. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to merge this whole corner here. Just go up to the merge and center, and then I'm going to center the actual thing, and I'm just going to make it bigger so it fills that space. Invoice. It's clear, it's there, and it's exactly what you need. You need to specify what type of invoice it is. We're not claiming GST, so it's just an invoice. Again, if you're going to want to look towards the ATO or wherever your country or state is and look at the laws there. But this is just a little bit of an idea of how easy it can be for you to create your own invoice. So what we're going to want to do is let's just keep using this as an idea. You know, we've probably got a business name up here, your address, your details are probably going to be in here because we have to have your details in there. So we got T-shirt company AB Sizzle, and then I'm just going to center this, make it nice and clear because it's our business. We want people to see it. T-shirt company. We could take it over to. We just bring this over like this. There we go. Because we can actually move all those columns and rows, so we can actually make them smaller or larger. And then what we can do is we can put our address, 123 Fake Avenue, Happy City, Go Lucky. Then our phone number, which is 68 59 547. And then if we want to put any more information down there, what we can do is we can put that there. So our address, our happy-go-lucky, it's actually got, so, and also we'll put our area code there as well. Nice. Invoice, company name, where we're located, our phone number. If we wanted to put any more information there, we could just put that there, you know. What it's got here is just the date and the invoice number, which are two main things. The date is when we've made money, so we can earn a cash or accrual. When we use accounting for cash, we only acknowledge the money when the cash is gone into our hands, whereas accrual, once I give someone that invoice, no money has to exchange hands, then I've earned that money. And then say on February I've given out that invoice, I've earned that money. It doesn't matter when I receive it, but I have received the money because I have exchanged that invoice. Then if I get paid in March, it still goes back to February when I earned that money. Whereas if I earned cash, I've made the sale in February, but I've actually received the cash in March. Then that happens in there. A little bit to go through, but it's great. I think it's better to use accrual because it's more accurate and it's easier to handle the money and look. That's what I use. I use an accrual basis. As soon as I give out the invoice, I acknowledge the fact that I've made a sale, and that's when the money happens. Then it's for me to chase it up and get that money. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to put date, and then just do that, and then invoice number. Cool. So then we go at the 1st, so the 6th, 2020, and then our first invoice number 1. We might just put our email address down there. T-shirt company at Microsoft. It's not Microsoft, it's Hotmail. I really do like Excel. Please, Microsoft, don't see that one. Cool. We're just adding little things there. You can't really see what's actually on this invoice, but this is just a template. So here we go. We've got our invoice, our date and invoice number, and we've got our actual business name, and then we've got our identity on there. Cool. And then what they've got there is they've just got a nice little box, a description, quantity. Yeah. So to make that, what we can do is just highlight this, go up to our little paint can, tick it blue, or we can change any colour. Usually we sort of go grey because it will save toner, it will save ink, it will save money, less expenses, keep a little bit of cash in the back pocket, and then we can bring it down here. Make the box as large as you want, it doesn't matter, but we highlight the area that we want to make our box, and then we go up here. We just click on the actual little arrow down there, and it gives us a large selection of things that we can do. So we'll go to outside borders. Great. We just come across here, put another one there. Just move this one across a little bit. So what we can do is we can go on here. If we see that this one isn't the same size, so it's E is not the same size as F, what we can do is we can actually right click on the F, go down to column width, and that will actually tell us what the width of that column is. It's 8.43. So if we go over to E, down to column width, we just go highlight it, 8.43. There we go. They're both the same size. So I've got this one here is going to be my description. So I've got quantity, unit price, total. So quantity, unit price, and then we've also got total. And then we're going to come across here, and then we're going to merge this, and then we're going to go description. Center all of those. I'm sorry if I'm moving a little bit fast, but I'm hoping that you can see how easy it is to just make a little bit of a template for you to it just makes it a little bit more easy for you to just add this to a folder and keep records of all your transactions. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to have this box the same as the rest. The one thing that's a bit of an issue is because that square, the cell or the merge cell that I'm actually in at the moment has a black line above it, what it's going to want to do is it's going to drag it all down. It's going to drag that top line and it's going to bring it down with it. So if we click on the cells, the merged cells that we want to copy or imitate, we go over here, we've got a black cross on this box, we click and hold, and then we can drag it down, and you'll see that it's actually dragged this black line and it's brought it down. See, I'm not going to want to do that, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come across here, I'm going to merge this one, and I'll bring it down. It's not as fast and easy, but that's what's going to have to happen, because we put the box in first. Come across here. If we're going to want to do this, this, and this with column lines, what we can do is we can hold Control, and then we can actually highlight more than one thing. So now we can go up here, click on our box. Perfect. That's great. Description. So, Mr. Bot T-shirts, medium black, crest logo, crest logo design. He bought one of those. They are $25, and then we're gonna put our first equation in there. So we're gonna go equals the unit price times, which is asterisk, the quantity, and then we'll click enter, and that'll come up, and that will stay there. So what we'll do is we'll save this template, and every time we put a new invoice in, we save it and we export it as a PDF, and then we can always look back and then type in the information later on. So if the person ordered, 5 t-shirts, I know the unit price, which is $25, but he ordered 5, then he pays $125, and then we just save this. And then when we have another invoice, all we need to do is the person has paid for medium white crest logo, and he purchased 2. He's paid $50, and then we change the invoice number and we change the date that we made the sale, and then we save that, close it down, get it back up, put the date in, made a sale, and then it's a third invoice, and he bought 7. That's the premise of it. So we've got our t-shirts there, our quantity, our unit price. These are going to be number values, so what we'll do is we'll highlight all the ones that we want to be number values, and then we just tick on there, up on the accounting number format. So that changes it from general to accounting. What we'll do is we'll just center all of these. Another thing is that's really handy is we've got a gap either side of that quantity in the number 7, which is quite narrow. So if we see it's in the F column, what we can do is we can double click on the outer side, and it'll actually shrink to fit that. If we put in here, well, that's quite large, it's actually going to expand that for us and make it more comfortable visually. Get rid of that. But that's another way, we just double click on it. But just a little bit of space isn't too bad. At least then it's still covering the screen. So we've got our crest logo there. I don't really mind if they're sort of to the side. Crest logo, 7 of them, perfect. Now we come down, total, paid, total due. There we go. So all we need to do is we don't really have to actually add anything here. The amounts are going to be here. So we've got total, paid, total, due. Just make that a tiny bit bigger. And then what we go is another equation equals sum, and then what we can do is we can click on here and drag it down, so everything in that total is actually going to be added up and put into there. Or what we can do, another sneaky little tip, is we can hold the Alt button and hit the goodness gracious. Hit Alt and the equals sign. So we've got this row here. What we can do is click on here, hold Alt and the equals sign, and then it automatically calculates that row above it. It's looking for, it already knows that a majority of the time you've got some numbers there that you want to calculate, and then it does it automatically. And we're still able to drag it. We're still able to drag the, we can still move it up and down if we want to, but there's no point. So click on here, and then we can see visually what it's looking for. Perfect. So say person's come in with the invoice, he's paid $25. That's not what we can do. Click on that. He's paid $25. So what we can do is equals the total minus what he's already paid. So he owes $150. So we'll just put in 3 of those. We're selling hats for $15. Someone bought 4 of those hats. Funny design. We're doing graphic design for someone. Graphic design. Vectorizing images. And then we do 1 hour of that, and we charge $30 an hour for that. So we've got these here. We just bring it down as we've done previously. All we need to do is, we've already made an equation here, and it's looking for G10 and F10. F10, G10. If we want to replicate that, all we need to do is make sure we get the cross, drag it down, and it's going to put those equations into those cells. And then we can click on it and just verify, if you want to, what it's looking for. So it's looking for G11 and F11. This one, G12 and F12. If the person wants more, all we need to do is just drag it down, and it will look for those. 2 seconds and see if it comes up on. Yeah, so it comes up when you actually try to print it, which is a pain in the behind. So all we need to do is delete or drag down. Easy enough. Only takes a couple of seconds. So there you go. We can try and make this look a little fancy. Just put box. What have they got? They got blue. Total paid. There you go. And that there is that invoice. It's that simple, you know. And you could get away with that and use that and make sales. Little thing you could do, just go down the bottom, highlight that. Thanks for your business. Appreciate it. Cheers. There you go. Cheers. Make that a little bit bigger because we do appreciate people purchasing our goods. Definitely, you know. It's not you that's keeping yourself in business. It's everyone else who's actually purchasing your things. So it's always nice to appreciate and say thank you. Because without people, you wouldn't have a business. And that's the be all and end all. So just making it a little bit bigger. See, that's cut out there. Just bring that across. Make sure our invoice isn't a Corel Draw. You hold control when you can move the screen. I keep pressing control and trying to zoom in, move the screen, but it just zooms in. If you hold control and use the wheel on your mouse, it zooms in and out. On Corel Draw, it moves the actual screen left and right and up and down when you hold Alt and Control. Okay, here's an issue. We've got these here. We've just zoomed in and we've just noticed, oh, well, that's weird. It's because we've zoomed in, there's numbers have actually expanded, they're larger. So what we can do is we can actually double click on this H, and it actually shows. So what it's doing is getting too big for the cell, and then it's sort of just leaving an error just so that it draws your attention in. You know, all you need to do is actually press Control P, and this will have a visual representation of what is going to come out when you print that invoice. You got your invoice, your date, your invoice number. Very important that you've got those things. Very important. And later on, it's going to make sure that you have your ABN on there. And so what we're going to want to do, the one thing that it doesn't have on that other one, is the actual person that we're selling to's information. Once you start making larger sales, it's part of tax regulation that you actually put the person who's buying it onto the actual invoice. We're only making small sales, very small sales. Once you start getting larger, again, look to the ATO website for any more information. But these will be used for just small sales. You know, if you're dealing with businesses, it's always good to give them an invoice so that they can have a record for their expenses. If we ever wanted to add a little bit more, we totally could, because you can do whatever you want. You know, so I want my bank details on there. Bank transfer preferred. Commonwealth Bank, BSB 111222. I'll go 1234, just in case that ends up being someone's actual. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then ACC number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You can just drag that across. Center those again. Oops, it's tried to make it so that it fit in that one, but we'll just bring it across until it look, you know, there we go. Center those larger, bank transfer preferred. And what we could do is, if we wanted, we can actually just drag that to the center of the screen. It would look a little bit neater. What do you reckon? I mean, you can play around with it, but there you go. So you've got one there, bank transfer preferred. Give me the money this way. You know, if you want it to be transferred that way, just a couple of little things, and you can put your information on there. You know, some handles down there. Facebook at what's the business name? T-shirt company. T-shirt company. You know, we've got a YouTube channel which shows you stuff. Again, the same thing. What I can do is Control C that cell, nice and easy. You know, put a funny picture there. Do funny picture again. Just picking the first thing off of, you know, this is just an example. This isn't for anything. You know, what you can do is click it on there, and then you can just go paste. It's that easy. You can even put photos on there, just like there. Control P, and there it's on. You know, I don't recommend you do that because that would be copyright. You know, but I'm just showing you that as an example. You know, we've got our invoice there. This is the person we're selling to. This is the third invoice on the 4th of the 6th. You know, they've ordered. Goodness gracious, I've misspelled that. Get rid of that. Put it up. Funny design. That's the hat. He hasn't paid anything. Actually, he's just handed me $20. There you go. He owes me $145. and he's got the bank information on there. He's got my Facebook and YouTube if he wants to follow me. And then what I can do, Control P, and I can just print it out for him. Awesome. Hot off the press. There you are, Mr. Businessman. An invoice. I'll be looking for payment as soon as possible. Thank you. So there you are, another sneaky little tutorial Excel video just for you to hopefully give you a little bit of a prop up to then start that small business you've always wanted. Because the best thing to do when you're starting a business is to start the business. Don't think about the issues, just take it head on, and then watch a couple of videos on YouTube, Google. You know, there are so many little things out there to help you and prop you up, because that's what everyone does. I think that's what every entrepreneur does. They just take challenges head on and accept that there's going to be more, and they look for ways to get over it. Until another video, we'll see you later. You little monkey, you. Ciao.